Greetings, welcome, and thanks for joining me. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, honored to be with you to chat about card reading. And yes, indeed, I do hope that I am transmitting loud and clear. Wow, it has been quite a trying day for Facebook Lives for sure. And so I am sending lots and lots of blessings to hopefully this connection is better than the last one and the one before that. Yes, Leslie, thank you so very much. I had a challenge this morning going live in the Reiki learning group. It was absolutely terrible. So then, right afterward, I did a test from my own profile page, and it was perfect. No problems, no bugs, beautiful. Right after that first one. So at 2 o'clock today, I was scheduled to go live with a card reading FAQ. And so I went live, and again, it was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. So I logged off and then I tried again, another challenge. And finally, I was like, okay, take a break, go have some chocolate and try again. And so I don't know, it looks like maybe the chocolate has worked because it looks as though we might be okay. So I'm going to need you to make sure to tell me whether or not we are okay. So I appreciate you being here and tuning in. So thank you so much. So card reading FAQ. Now I have plenty of questions that I get about card reading. And so I am happy to answer those questions, to offer some card reading information. And yes, I will talk a little bit about the Unlock Your Card Magic program coming up starting on August the 20th. That is, holy cow, in just a few days on this Sunday. So I'll talk a little bit about that program as well. But really the focus is on indeed answering card reading frequently asked questions. So we're going to jump right into a question. I did write down questions beforehand that people typically have about card reading, the questions that I get frequently, questions that I hear at workshops or in class or when I'm doing readings. So I'm going to answer some of those questions. And if you have questions, you are as well welcome to drop them in the comments below. And I'm happy to answer your card reading questions too. So, first question. What is the best deck? What's the best deck? So this is a great question that people ask frequently. Christian, what's the best deck? Should I get tarot? Should I get oracle or angel cards? Should I start reading the runes? So especially when people are new to card reading, they want to know what's the best deck? What should I start with? And what's the best deck to read? And the answer is whichever one you want to read. So the truth is there is no best deck, and it's really up to what you want to read. So whatever feels right to and resonates with you, that's the deck to read. So if tarot resonates with you, great. If you feel drawn to oracle or angel cards, great. Runes, yes. Chakra cards, absolutely. Reiki cards, or whatever it might be. Know that whatever you want to read is absolutely okay to read, and that you don't need any other reason to pick a deck other than that it feels right to and resonates with you. So know that there is no best deck, because what really matters is what you want to read and what you feel drawn to. You don't need any other reason to pick a deck than that, oh, I really like the pretty artwork. I love the artwork of this deck. It's so beautiful. Yes, I want to get this deck. That's the only reason you need. You don't need any reason beyond other than the fact that, ooh, it's pretty. I like the pictures. I'm going to get that deck. And that is absolutely a valid reason to choose a deck. So what's the best card deck? The one that feels right to and resonates with you. So definitely go with that and trust your own sense about what you like. You know, sometimes people think, oh, well, you need to use a particular deck for a particular reason. You know, oh, use tarot if you really want to find out about a love relationship, for instance. And use oracle or angel cards if you really want to communicate with a loved one who's passed on, for instance. But the truth is that any deck can be used for any reason. And that if you want to use different decks for different reasons, you absolutely can. But you can have one deck that you use for anything. And that's all okay too. So I encourage you to choose the deck or decks that feel right to you, that resonate with you, and to not worry about, oh, you should use tarot for particular readings. You should use tarot for career readings. And oh, you should use angel cards for love readings, or whatever it might be. Trust your own intuition on that. Trust your own sense about it. And absolutely go with what feels right to you. So, what's the best deck? The one that you like. The one that has the pretty pictures. Yes, that is absolutely an okay reason to choose a deck. So go with what feels right to you and resonates with you. Because there is no best deck. And there is no best deck because the magic is not in the cards. So the magic isn't in the cards. The magic is in the card reader. The magic is in you. And so no matter what kind of cards you want to use, you are the one bringing the magic. You are the one who is reading the cards. And so know that what really matters is not which cards you use, but rather how you use them. So which deck is best? Puh, whatever one you want to read. So that is question number one, a big question that people ask frequently about card reading. Another common question is, how do I choose a deck? And yes, indeed, you don't need any other reason to choose a deck other than you like it, it resonates with you, it feels right to you. And so how do you choose a deck? It's just based on what feels right, what feels good to you. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that sometimes, well, oftentimes on our card reading journey, things change. Things unfold, things develop, and what we liked at one point on our journey is not maybe what we like at another point on our journey. And so what that means is that your interest in the cards may change. And so you may pick up a tarot deck and you may say, oh, I love this deck, this is wonderful, this is great. And then maybe a couple of years later, you're like, I don't really know how I feel about this deck anymore. Well, that's okay. You weren't wrong for choosing the deck in the first place. It just means that your tastes, your interests have changed. They have unfolded and developed. And it just means that you like and resonate with other things. And that's all okay too. So if there's a point where there was a deck you liked and then you don't like it so much anymore, that's okay. No problem at all. For the Unlock Your Card Magic program, you only need to bring one deck. You only need one deck. And that's actually all you ever need for card reading. You know, there are plenty of readers who have lots and lots of decks. That's okay. You can have lots and lots of decks too. But you don't need to have lots and lots of decks. You actually only need one deck. And you can do all of your readings with that one deck, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. And so for Unlock Your Card Magic, you can have and bring multiple decks, but you only need one deck. So all you have to bring to the class is one deck. And it doesn't matter what that deck is, tarot or oracle or angel cards or runes, fairy cards. whatever it might be. You only have to bring one deck, and you get to choose the deck. For Unlock Your Card Magic, I am going to show you skills to reading any kinds of cards, to unlock your own card magic so that you can read any kind of cards. Because remember, the magic isn't in the cards. This is a magical looking card, right? But the magic isn't in the cards. The magic is in the way in which you read them. And in that program, I show you how to unlock your own card magic so that you are bringing that magic to every single reading you do, no matter what kind of cards you are reading with. And so for Unlock Your Card Magic, you only need to bring one deck, and you get to choose the deck. Whatever it is you want to read, I will indeed show you how to read it. I will help you unlock your own card magic so you can read anything you want to. You know, so often when we take a card reading workshop, class, program, we have to buy a deck for that class. And so the class is all about learning how to read one deck. So maybe, for instance, it's like the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and you are purchasing that deck, and in the class, you're learning how to read that one deck. Well, what if the Rider-Waite Tarot doesn't resonate with you? What if you don't like that deck? Now you've just learned how to read a deck that you don't even like. And to me, that just doesn't sound very fair or fun or useful. And so in Unlock Your Card Magic, we don't do any of that. You get to bring the deck, and you get to read the decks that resonate with you. So, thank you. Great question, Leslie. How often should a person get a reading? This is a really great question. I often see, well, sometimes see, card readers who will read a lot, again and again and again. So for instance, they might pull a card every single day. I'll tell you honestly, I think that's a little frequent. I think that daily card reading is a little frequent, because here's why. When we are reading cards, and when we're really doing it in a way that helps us to really uncover new perspectives, gain clarity and insight, doing a reading every single day doesn't often allow us the space and time to allow the messages to integrate. And so if we're reading every single day, you know, we get a card one day, ooh, today I'm 10 of Cups. I'll tell you, today does not feel like 10 of Cups with my Facebook Live challenges. But let's say, ooh, it's 10 of Cups. Okay, great. Today is my 10 of Cups day. And then we go on our day, and it's a 10 of Cups day. And maybe we don't really focus on or think about it too much, because guess what? Tomorrow there's another reading. The next day, ooh, today is my full day. Okay, I'm a full today, or I've got full energy today, or I need to think about the full today, or today is going to be a full day. FOOL day. And it might also be an FULL day. But so now we are having this card for the very next day, when we really haven't had time and opportunity to reflect upon the 10 of Cups from the day before. And so I personally, you know, if you are someone who pulls a card for yourself every single day, okay, no judgment, that's fine. Absolutely do what feels right to and resonates with you. But I personally don't believe that pulling a card every single day allows enough time to integrate the messages, to really reflect upon them, and to allow them to have an impact on us. And so every single day, new card, new card, new card. It's almost like next message, next message, next message, without really taking time to reflect upon the messages. And so I encourage taking time to really reflect upon the messages and to ask ourselves, what really is this all about? What's the deeper meaning here? What messages are here for me? Rather than just saying, oh, that's a nice card for today. Oh, well, I'll just wait and see what I get tomorrow. but to rather really reflect upon and give us time for the messages to integrate. And so, how often, quote unquote, should that be? That's definitely for each of us to feel out. I personally read for myself only on certain occasions. So, I will pull cards for myself every full moon. Every full moon. I will pull cards for myself for the new year. And I will pull cards for myself for my birthday. That's it. Now, of course, when I do the choose one of three monthly readings, I'll pick a number 2 for the month. But that's really it. Now, I'll pull a card for myself here and there for insights. So, like, let's say I'm like, all right, angels, I need some help with this certain situation. I need some guidance. I need some assistance with my Facebook Lives. Help me out here. And then I'll pull a card and see, oh, Empress, okay, yes, I got it. Thank you so much for the message. It's okay. Chill out, kick back, relax. It's okay. Just let it go, let it flow. It's fine. And so I will pull cards for myself on those special occasions and when I have a question, need insight, guidance, clarity. But I am definitely not reading for myself every day. I am not reading for myself every week. I actually don't recommend a bigger, more involved kind of spread or reading like the Celtic Cross, which is, that's like 13 cards or something like that. I haven't done a Celtic Cross in years, so I forget exactly how many cards it is. But I wouldn't recommend a very involved spread like that too frequently. Because you're not allowing enough time for all of the messages to really filter through you and to be able to process them. So, like a Celtic Cross once a week, in my opinion, is way too much, way too often in terms of the messages. Because if we're just getting messages upon messages upon messages, it doesn't give us an opportunity to really reflect upon them. My 5-card readings that I do, I would recommend that, once a month. And I don't know that I would recommend it any more frequently than that. And so, if I have a client who wants a reading every single week, sure, I can do that for them. But then the question is, what's changed from the week before? And what action have you taken from the reading from the week before? And how are things really going to be any different, no matter what messages you get this week? And so I think any more than once a week or once a month for a real reading is a little too frequent, in my opinion. So that's a great question. Of course, opinions vary. I know card readers who will pull a card and do a reading every single day, and that's what resonates with them, and that's okay. So they got to go with what feels right to them. And I know for me, it's all about really viewing card reading as something on a deeper level that we can use to access those new insights and perspectives and clarity. And that's really hard to come by when we're reading again and again and again and again. So great question. Thanks for that great question. I hope that answers your question. Please feel free to drop it in the comments for me if that is helpful. And I hope that it makes sense. So great question. And again, please feel free to drop any other questions that you have in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. But next question, can I buy my own cards? I have seen the comment sometimes that, oh, you can't buy your own cards. You have to have someone gift them to you. That's not true. You absolutely can buy your own cards for yourself. And remember, you don't even have to buy them for any other reason than that they're pretty. But yes, you can buy your own cards. That's absolutely okay. And the truth is, who knows better what cards you're going to like than you, right? But if a friend buys cards for you, is that okay? Yes, that's okay too. And so it's not the kind of thing where it's like, oh, you have to buy your own cards, and if someone else buys cards for you, they're not going to work. No, that's not true. Remember, the magic is inside of you. And so once your card magic is unlocked, it won't matter what cards other people give to you. You're going to be able to read them. And no matter what cards you like and resonate with you, you're going to be able to read them. And so know that however cards come to you is absolutely okay and appropriate. This is a common question too. Can you buy cards that someone else has already used? Or can you get cards from someone else? Can you get cards secondhand? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's okay. I purchased these cards at a yard sale. I got these cards. They were my sister's cards. Also, this deck was my sister's deck as well. All of them are just fine. Now, some people worry, but they're going to have other people's energy on them. Okay, you can clear the deck. That's okay. And if you get to know the deck well enough and spend enough time with it, your energy's going to be all over the deck and your funk's going to be all over the deck. So know that it's okay to receive decks secondhand, to purchase them secondhand. Again, if that resonates with you, I encourage you to do what feels right to you. And so if you're like, I don't buy anything secondhand, no problem. You go ahead and you go to the bookstore, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local bookseller, or metaphysical store, and you buy a deck that's brand new, never used, no problem. No problem. But I will say that again, the magic isn't in the deck, the magic is in you. And so what that means is that when you are bringing your own card magic, you are the one who is bringing your energy to the deck. You are the one who's bringing your love and light to the deck itself. So absolutely know that if you buy a deck secondhand or inherit a deck, you can do some things to clear it. This is another common question. Christian, how do I clear a deck, or how do I clean a deck? There are multiple ways to do that. One simple way, just knock on the deck. Another way is to take crystals, clear the deck with crystals. Another way is to lay your deck out in the full moon for the moonlight. Another way, if you're a Reiki practitioner, send Reiki to the deck. There are lots of ways to do that. Do that in the way that feels right to and resonates with you, because there's no one right way to do it. The important thing is just setting the intention. Setting the intention to clear the deck. And we know that intention is powerful. We know that ritual is powerful. So just creating some kind of ritual to clear your deck, boom, that's all you need. You may not even need to do that depending on what feels right to you. And you may need to do that more or less as it feels right to you. So for instance, people are often surprised. They'll ask me questions like, how often do you clear your deck? I talk about this in the Unlock Your Card Magic program. I talk about cleaning and clearing decks, and I talk about my own experience with it. But people are often surprised at how infrequently I clean and clear my decks. How infrequently I will energetically clean them. And when I say clean, I don't mean like running them underwater. Not a good idea for the decks, depending upon the deck. I don't know. There must be a deck out there somewhere that you can use underwater. And if not, maybe you might want to create a deck that you can use underwater. But when it comes to clearing the deck energetically, that's something that we all can feel out for ourselves and do as it feels right to ourselves. So I encourage doing what feels right to you, but people are often surprised whenever I reveal that I actually don't really clear my decks very much at all. Every once in a while I will, sure. My runes, for instance, are right here on my altar hanging out after a very busy weekend of rune readings at an expo. And so they were used a lot, so I have them here on my altar just resting, and I'll give them a little R&R throughout this week as well. But I really don't clear my decks very frequently. I don't feel the need to. And it's all about what you feel the need to do and what feels right to you. And I don't feel the need to clear them. For instance, when I'm doing a lot of readings back to back to back at an expo, some people are like, well, Christian, aren't you worried about other people's energy getting on your cards? No, I'm not. First of all, I don't allow other people to touch my cards. And when I say I don't allow, it's not like I'm like, hands off, don't touch my cards. Or if someone reaches for a card, I'm like, don't touch that. That's not it at all. When I am shuffling cards, pulling cards, I do it. I don't hand the deck over for someone else to do it, which is something that some card readers do. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do all the shuffling. I do all the pulling. Actually, as many of you know, the cards just fly out when I shuffle. And so I trust that what is coming out is the right card to come out. And I will also say that especially when you're doing a lot of readings at a holistic fair or expo, you just don't have time to hand, or at least I find I don't have time, even if I wanted to hand the deck over to someone and say, shuffle these and pick out some cards. Because you don't know how long that person's going to take shuffling, how long they're just going to, feel it out, and how long they might take to pull a card. When I know that the right card is going to come out when I shuffle, and I have no concerns about that whatsoever. And so what that also means is that I have no concerns about someone's energy getting on the cards and messing up the cards. But even if I did that, I still wouldn't be concerned because my energy, my funk is all over all my cards. And I am so not worried about someone else's energy messing anything up. Because indeed, my card reading magic is unlocked. And remember, the magic isn't in the cards. And so if someone's getting their hands all over my cards and, oh no, it's going to mess up the reading. No, it won't, because the power of the reading isn't here. It's here. The card magic isn't here. It's here. And so when we have our card magic unlocked, it's not a worry about someone else's energy messing up the reading. Now, I will say that people I read for, their energy does impact the reading, and that's part of the reading. That's a message as well, and that's part of the reading. I actually talk about this in Unlock Your Card Magic, about how things that happen during the reading are actually part of the reading too. I'll give you for instance. This weekend when I was doing rune readings, all of a sudden, I could not speak. It was crazy. It was like something was caught in my throat, but I didn't have the feeling that anything was caught in my throat. I started coughing, but then the coughing stopped, and then it was like, I just can't even speak. I had to drink. It was strange. I've had things like that happen in readings, but never to this extent where I absolutely just could not. I'm just looking at the person I'm reading for I don't believe this. But what was happening is that it was a clear message that this woman really needed to be able to speak her truth, and that she was not, and that her voice was literally getting caught in her own throat, well, figuratively getting caught in her own throat as it was getting caught literally in mine. And so that's a message. That is part of the reading too. When our card magic is unlocked, those kinds of things can and do happen. And they inform the reading, they're part of the reading, and they are messages in and of themselves. And so all of that to say that I have no worries about someone else touching my cards. I don't like other people touching my cards because these are sacred objects. Yes, the magic is in me. At the same time, these are special sacred objects that I value and that are meaningful to me. And so because of that, I don't like to have people handling them as though they are just pieces of paper. And rather, I like to treat them with reverence and respect. But as far as that energetic worry, I don't have that concern, which means that I don't feel the need to clean and clear my cards as frequently as other readers might, or as people might be surprised that I don't. So I encourage you to go with what feels right to you on that and what resonates with you on the clearing of your cards. Again, we talk about that in Unlock Your Card Magic. I discuss some different techniques for that and ways to approach it. But absolutely, ultimately, it's about what feels right to you. Another question. How do I protect myself from negative energy during a reading? And this is kind of along the lines of that idea of clearing our cards, right? How do I protect myself from negative energy while I'm reading? I will also tell you I have no concerns about this either. You know, I've heard from people who have questions and fears and concerns about opening themselves up to negative energy when they do a card reading. But I think that we can, in many ways, view a card reading as a conversation. And so my question is, when you have a conversation with someone, do you feel the need to ground and protect and to shield? If the answer is yes, some people do. Absolutely, that's okay. Go ahead and do it. And for me, card reading is very much like a guided and insightful kind of conversation between me, the person I'm reading for, and the cards. And so my question is, in that kind of conversation, what is there to protect ourselves from? To protect ourselves from the spirits who come in. I only deal with spirits of love and light. That's all I open the door for. And so what that means is that no negative spirits are welcome or allowed. And as the reader, I have the power when I open the door of what I open the door to. We all have the power to determine who we let into our house. And so your energetic house has a door. And you have the power to determine who or what you open that door to and what you welcome in. And if you say only love and light are welcome here, so it is. If you say I'm not opening the door, I do not open the door to any negativity, any negative entities or spirits, and so it is. And so we have the power to allow in only love and light if that is our intention. And so what that means is that we have the power to only offer messages of love and light and to only welcome in positive, high vibration energy. So in my opinion, when I read, there's nothing to protect myself from. I've got the cards here, which are my cards, which resonate with me, which I use for messages of love and light. I've got me here, who's really only ever striving to be a vessel of love and light. Sometimes I need some help with that, like today when I was swearing at Facebook. But, you know, I'm always striving to raise my vibe and to bring the love and the light. And so that's me. And then what am I protecting myself from? The other person? Sure, okay. You know, it would be, again, just like a conversation. If they're not touching my cards, interacting with my cards, if I'm just giving them the messages, then to me, it's just like having a conversation with someone in the grocery store. Which, by the way, we can, of course, pick up energy from other people no matter where we are. The grocery store, for instance. And so, you know, if you're the kind of person who picks up people's energy and really takes it on, you may very well find yourself needing to ground and shield when you're at the grocery store. That's okay. Do that. And so you may very well be the kind of reader who feels the need to ground and shield while you're reading. Absolutely, go ahead and do that. It's all about personal preference and what feels right to each of us. And for me personally, I have no worries about a card reading and any kind of energetic exchange any more than I have a worry about an energetic exchange at the grocery store with the cashier who's bringing some negative energy themselves, for instance. And so that's the way that I view it. I also personally am always cultivating my own energy and always engaging in activities that really keep my vibe high and keep me feeling good. I talk about those in Unlock Your Card Magic as well, and about how that impacts your readings. And so I personally am just a really strong, energetic person anyway. So there you have it as far as protecting ourselves. Do that in the way that feels right to and resonates with you, and what feels right. Here's my kitty. Hi, sweetheart. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi, sweetie? She says, no, I just want to come and say hi to you. And say, I want to play now. Get up and play. No, sweetie. Hi, baby. Yeah, do you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Let's say hi. Oh, sweetie. Here's my sweet little Rhea. Mwah. This is my sweet kitty. I took her in as a stray in November. She came to my door and was getting fed every morning. And then one day she showed up with her 2 kittens. So after living on my porch for a week, they all came in the house, and then I immediately had a cat and 2 kittens. She is an absolute sweetheart kitty. A pain in the butt sometimes too when she's crying because she wants to play, bugging me. As a matter of fact, it never fails when I sit down to record some podcast episodes. That's when she really wants to play. Drives me a little crazy. All right, great. So let's answer another question. Oh, probably I should tell you about Unlock Your Card Magic, right? Unlock Your Card Magic is starting again on Sunday, August the 20th. And this 5-week program is a really powerful, empowering, fun, and impactful program. Absolutely, students rave about Unlock Your Card Magic. I love teaching it. It's so much fun. It's so empowering. And indeed, it gives you the tools, the skills that you need to unlock your own card magic, to be able to read any cards for anyone at any time. And so no matter what you want to read, that program is going to help you. It is the only card reading class you ever need. The only card reading class you ever need. So, take all of those card reading workshops, the 2-hour workshop here, the tarot, the weekly tarot workshop that you do for a class for, 3 nights a week or whatever at your local metaphysical shop. Take all of those and replace them with this one single program. It's the only one you need for your whole life. And actually, you get everything included with the program for your whole life as well. So the program is 5 weeks of live sessions, 2 hours each week of Q&A and discussion and card reading practice, connecting with me and your classmates. You get the recordings of all of those live sessions. I will say that if you have to miss a session, no problem. Students have done that before. Of course, you'll miss the live fun component of it, the practice, but you get the recording, so you don't miss any of the discussion, any of the Q&A, and any of the learning. And so you get those recordings. You also have pre-recorded videos to watch each week on all of the most important card reading topics. So all of the questions that I've been answering here are answered in Unlock Your Card Magic and in more depth. And you get those recordings forever, that you can watch long after the program ends. You also get the Unlock Your Card Magic workbook, and this is a powerful companion to the course to really help deepen your own card reading journey and to really even more powerfully unlock your own card magic. The program also includes a private Facebook group where we are able to connect in between sessions during the week over the cards. So to talk all things cards in between sessions. And yes, you get access to that Facebook group for life as well. It includes past card magic graduates. So you get to connect with them too, with others who have taken the course as well. So you get a whole supportive, encouraging card reading community right away as soon as that course starts. You also get the rune reading workshop recording. So there is a rune reading workshop that I did previously, and you get that recording as a bonus, as well as my rune reading guide. That's a bonus in the program too. So remember, in that program, you learn to read any and all kinds of anything. And so you wouldn't actually need the rune reading workshop, but it is a great supplement if you want to read the runes. This is Cubby, by the way. This is one of the kittens. Oh my gosh, not so much a kitten anymore, is he? He is a big boy. But you would get that recording and that book as well. If you wanted to dive into the runes, I can tell you that, as a matter of fact, runes are a big hit. People love the runes. They really are fun. They really are mystical and magical. And I talk all about that in the rune reading workshop recording and the rune reading guide that you get when you register for the program as well. And so all of that, the 5 weeks live, the recordings, the pre-recorded videos on all kinds of card reading topics, the Facebook group, everything, all of that is available for you forever for only $347. And so this round of Unlock Your Card Magic is at a $347 USD rate, which is pretty exciting for a 5-week program. Remember, the only card reading program you ever need, because this program helps you to unlock your own card magic. And once your own card magic is unlocked, you can read anything for anyone at any time. You know, I was at the expo this weekend and I did a rune reading for a guy. And he went around to all the other vendors in the expo. He went and got other readings, and he came back later in the day for another rune reading. He came back for a second rune reading with me. And when he did, he said, "I'm back for another rune reading because you're the best reader here." He said, "I went to that reader and that reader and that reader. I've been all around. And you're the best reader here. When you read, you offer something extra that they don't." And it's because my card magic is unlocked. I was the best reader there, according to this guy. And I won't say that I disagree, but because my card magic is unlocked. And I know that every time I offer a reading, whether it is one card or 5 cards, runes, Scrabble tiles, I know it's going to be accurate. I know it's going to be impactful. I know it's going to give clarity and insight and direction. And that's what it means to have your card magic unlocked. And that's what it can mean for you too. I know exactly why and how my card magic is unlocked, and why and how I'm able to offer accurate and empowering readings every single time with a variety of decks. I know why and how, and I am happy and excited and honored to show you how to unlock your own card magic. Last month, I was at a local metaphysical store where they have a tarot and tea gathering. So people get together, they read tarot. It's a lot of fun. It's a big table. It's all kinds of decks, not just tarot, but any and all kinds of decks are there. People bring their decks. The shop owner has decks, just decks everywhere. And I went my very first time there, and I had taken my runes. But when I saw all those decks, I was like, I gotta give all these different decks a try. Let's go. And so I ended up doing readings for people with decks I had never used before, decks I had never even seen before. But I had no worries. I had complete confidence that I knew I was going to pick up those decks and the readings were going to be accurate and helpful and resonate. And so I picked up a deck and I turned to the person beside me. I was like, well, I don't know. I've never used these cards before. Let's see how they do. Let's see how it goes. Knowing full well that the messages were going to come through and that it was going to be a helpful reading for that person. Then there were some like weird dice. I don't even know what these dice were. There was a box with some weird dice for readings. I don't know. I'd never seen anything like it. And I was like, I opened up the box and I was like, I don't know what this is, but let's try it. And so I gave someone a reading with those weird, I still don't even know what those dice were, but I gave someone a reading with those very interesting dice. Someone else saw the reading and was like, I want a reading too, and came rushing over to get a reading with the dice as well. That's what happens when your card magic is unlocked. The messages come, you know that they're going to, no matter what you are reading, whether it's some deck you've never seen before or some weird ass dice. And so you too can have that kind of confidence when you read. You too can indeed unlock your own card magic, and I can show you how for sure. So please feel free to drop it in the comments for me. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I do want to answer a couple more frequently asked card reading questions, because the list is always long of questions that others have. And so here's a great question that people ask. Is card reading from the devil? Is card reading evil? Is card reading from the devil? Of course, the answer is no. Now, one thing I think that influences this belief is that card reading, in its long history, is from the practice of divination. Now, I talk about this in Unlock Your Card Magic, but divination is just the act of fortune telling. It's the practice of fortune telling. And so because card reading has its roots in divination, and oftentimes divination is seen as something from the devil, then there can be this negative view of card reading, that it's just the devil. One of the things that contributes to that is something like the tarot, which has some really scary cards, you know, the death card, the tower card. And so that contributes to this view that card reading is a scary devil kind of thing as well. But I personally don't see card reading as a divination tool so much as it's a tool for helping to uncover and discover clarity, new perspectives, insights, and direction. And so what that means is that card reading at its best and most powerful use is not about fortune telling. It's rather about helping us to get guidance and new perspectives that we might not otherwise have gotten. And it's there to assist us with new perspectives and messages to help us on our journey. You know, card reading is not about saying, this is going to happen to you. Watch out, this is going to happen. Dun, dun. Because your future is in your own hands. The future is yours to create. And you have full power over your own future. You have power over what happens to you. And so that means that these cards do not have power over you. These cards, let's face it, these are just pieces of paper. They don't have power over you. You have the power. and you have the power to determine your own future, which means that when it comes to card reading, in my view of card reading, it's not really about fortune telling. Yes, of course, people use card reading in that way, but that's not the best or highest use of card reading. It's also not the most powerful use of card reading. It's actually a rather weak use of card reading. Really, card reading is at its most powerful as a tool for insights and new perspectives, helping us to gain clarity and to take action to create the future that we want. And so this idea of card reading as a divination tool is one of the reasons why some might view it as an evil kind of thing, but the cards themselves are only a mirror. We get out of things what we put into them. And the cards themselves are just here to reflect back to us what we put into them. And so if we put evil and negativity into something, including the cards, that's what we're going to get back from them. And so when we put love and light into the cards, that's what we get back from them. You know, I also read Scrabble tiles, and so to those who say, well, the tarot is evil and it's scary and it's got those scary cards, it's of the devil. You know, there is the devil card, for instance, in some decks. Well, to those people I say, I read Scrabble tiles. There ain't no Satan in Scrabble. I mean, at least not the way my mom and I play, okay? And so, indeed, we get out of things what we put into them. And so too it is with card reading. And so if you want the devil to be in the cards, the devil will be in the cards. But the devil's not in the cards. You are putting the devil in the cards if that's the way that you are approaching the readings. I approach my readings with love and light. That's the way that I read. Those are the messages that I bring, and that's the energy that I put into the cards, and therefore it's the energy that comes out of the cards. And so you have the power to choose how you want to use the cards. These are just a tool. You have the power to determine how you want to use them and the kinds of messages you want to receive and to offer with the cards. So there you are. Is card reading from the devil? No more than anything else might be from the devil. That's for sure. You know, some might say my little black cat is from the devil because he's a black cat. I'll tell you, sometimes I think he's a bit devilish. He certainly is. Aren't you, Cubby Bear? Come here and say hi again, little cub. There he is. Oh, he's so beautiful, isn't he? He is like such a gorgeous kitty. And yes, he is also a little devil. So sending lots of blessings to the ways in which you use the cards. Well, I am so honored to be here with you to talk about card reading. Of course, I could talk about card reading all day. I could answer card reading FAQ all day. But I do want to share with you one final thing. No matter what kind of cards you read, I want to encourage you to do this number one thing. This number one thing when it comes to card reading. I want to encourage you to release judgment of the cards, to know that the right cards that you need at this time are coming up for you, and to not pull a card and say, that's not what I wanted, that's not right, and then shuffle and pull again. When we do that, we're placing judgment on the cards and saying, no, that's not right. No, that's not what I want to hear. When instead, we really want to be releasing judgment of the cards and of judgment of the messages that they're bringing us. You know, so often on our card reading journey, especially new card readers, will do something like this. Okay, cards, Okay, I need a message cards. Tell me, am I going to win the lottery cards? I want to know, am I going to win the lottery? Which, by the way, we talk in Unlock Your Card Magic about asking questions and the best ways to ask questions. Yes, there are right ways and wrong ways to ask questions when you're card reading. So let's say the question is, oh, am I going to win the lottery? Am I going to win the lottery? And we pull a card. No, that's not the answer that I want. That's not right. Okay, let's try that again, cards. Give me another answer, best out of 3 or something like that. Especially newer card readers will do that. I don't know, maybe even readers who have been reading for a really long time will do that too. But when we do that, what we're saying to the cards is, no, you're not telling me what I want to hear. And so we're putting the focus on the cards telling us what we want to hear. And that's not only not fair to the cards, it's also not fair to us. Because in that instance, we are saying that we want to hear specific information, and we have blinders on to other possibilities and potentials, and we only want to hear what we want to hear. So release judgment of the cards as you are doing your readings, and trust that the right card is the one that is going to come to you for that time. So I'm sending so many blessings and best wishes to your cards and to your card readings. And yes, I am going to pull a card for all of us to just offer some encouragement and a message. And I'm getting very clearly, loud and clear, the encouragement to pull an Archangel card. So let's grab that Archangel deck. And while I'm doing that, I want to remind you that Unlock Your Card Magic starts on Sunday. And I do have frequently asked questions about Unlock Your Card Magic. One question that I frequently get is, do you offer payment plans for this program? And the answer is yes. And so, yes, if the 347 is a challenge for you all at once, yes, there are payment plans for the program. Please do reach out to me if you're interested in a payment plan, and we can discuss the options to help get you in the class to help you unlock your own card magic. Another question I frequently get is, what if I miss one of the sessions? No problem. Like I mentioned earlier, yes, you will miss the live interactive component, but you'll get the recording. And oftentimes students have to miss a session, and that's okay. You know, when you have a 5-week program, someone at some point is not going to be able to make one of the weeks. And so, indeed, it is okay to miss a program. Other questions are, really, can I bring any deck? Yes, you can. Tarot, Oracle, whatever you've got, bring it. It is welcome. Can I bring more than one deck? Yes, you can. That's absolutely fine too, but you only need one deck. Whatever it is, bring it. No pressure to pick the right deck. Remember, it's about what resonates with you. And so here is our card that has popped out for us. It is Hello from Heaven. Archangel Azrael says, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. And so what I'm getting very clearly from this card is just an encouragement for all of us to know that we have love all around us. From our loved ones who have passed on to our angels and guides, they are all around us. They are here with us. They are supporting us. And so know absolutely that you have love and help and guidance all around you, not only at this time, but always. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely need that reminder too. For sure. So, sending so many blessings and best wishes to the hellos from heaven. As a matter of fact, we may even want to be on the lookout for signs from our loved ones, our angels, our guides, to let us know that we are not alone, that we are loved, that we do have assistance all around us. So many blessings and best wishes for that for sure. So I am sending so many blessings and best wishes for your card reading journey. I want to say thank you so much for the honor of answering your frequently asked card reading questions. Yes, indeed, I will still be going live over the next few days. I'll still be going live. Fingers crossed, Facebook. I will still be going live over the next few days with card reading messages. And so know that I will indeed be doing that for sure. Greetings and welcome. Thank you for joining. You are welcome here. So nice to see you and to have you tuning in. So thank you for joining. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about the Unlock Your Card Magic program. You can learn more at standingstoneshealing.com/magic. I'm going to drop that in the comments so that you can check it out. And please do feel free to join us if you feel called. It would be wonderful to have you join us to unlock your own card magic. Now, my kitty is saying it's time for you, Christian, or Daddy. I don't know what she calls me. Probably jackass. Come on, feed me. But she's saying it's time to play. It is time to play. You've been sitting in front of that box long enough. It's time to play. Indeed, she is playing with the cards. I wish you could see this. It is so cute. Yes, sweetie, we're going to play in just 1 minute. So I want to say thank you all so very much. I'm sending you lots of blessings and best wishes, and please feel free to reach out with any questions about Unlock Your Card Magic. It is a powerful and empowering program, and you are welcome to join us starting this Sunday, August the 20th. Sending so many blessings and best wishes to your card reading journey. Thank you.